Hey, welcome back. This is another one of those Quantum Door blog spots. This is a special one made for my LIB family, Living in Black. I have a question, and I would like to get some input if possible. I call this blog spot article Oneth by Land, and which is very interesting because I remember when I was younger, we read things on history referencing Paul Revere and his so-called famous ride. The gentleman had brought to the attention of the different individuals that the British were coming, and the British was going to be traveling by different directions and forces. Oneth by land, twoeth by sea. Or was it twoeth by land, oneth by sea? Who cares? The bottom line is this. Is there a way where the African diaspora can turn around and find itself uniting on a common platform that may have different attributes, in which you may have some individuals that may deal with things from a more of a militant standpoint, and everything has its militant side. You can't turn around here and exterminate the military attribute and not really have a kind of like an effective movement. Nor can you turn around here and eliminate the spiritual attribute and not have a successful campaign. But what if we dealt with things from different levels? Case in point, you have some of us who think that, I think we should, move back to Africa, start our own community, and then, from that standpoint, make everything happen, and nobody will have to bother us. It's our own land, it's our own little swatch, and then we'll go ahead and we'll make things happen, and we'll have some measurement of sovereignty. Now, I believe that that's a pretty good end result, but that may not be the initial stance that I think can get rid of the plight that the African diaspora is actually suffering from. So the question comes up, is it applicable for us to just deal with the solution as being kind of like two-dimensional? Or do we subscribe to the oneth by land, twoeth by sea? I mean, maybe we do need to have a common platform in order to fight against some of the oppressions and the things that's going on. And I don't mean, crazy militant, strapping a bomb to yourself kind of things, or, let's overthrow the government or something like that. That's not where I'm coming from. Or let's shoot them up, or let's show how big and bad we are. That's 1970s, black cinema kind of things. I'm talking about real stuff here. I'm saying, couldn't we have a common platform in which you have more attributes to bringing everything towards the solution? And maybe it's not just one thing. Maybe it's not just that we go try and isolate ourselves and micromanage our issues and shut ourselves up from the world like an ostrich with his head in a hole and act like, okay, now that we're away from everything, nothing's going to bother us, because that's not true. I mean, we talk about colonialism and how the colonies and the things have infiltrated so much of life that, Western culture, and I don't mean Western culture as far as the Western Hemisphere, I'm talking about Western culture as in Western Europe, has proliferated the whole world. So when you kind of like try to like look at like isolating yourself, and we're promoting the fact that, hey, we could just go and get our own things. We're out of here. We're moving on, whatever the case may be. That may not necessarily be the right move right now. That may not be the right chess move to make. What we need to do is isolate ourselves in our mind. And we need to have an agreement of the mind on a common platform. And then we're going to have to address some issues, and we're going to have to hit it from many different levels at the exact same time. And I think that's extremely necessary. Simultaneously, not just one. We can't just move away and put our head in the sand and have our feathers sticking out and act like no one's going to bite us in the, well, you know what. So when you look at the facts, the question presents itself. Oneth by land, twoeth by sea. Wouldn't that be a better approach? Let me know. This is another one of those Quantum Door blogs on the LIB network. See you later.